Welcome to our first mini episode where we discuss the upcoming book, Onyx Storm, Rebecca Yarros' third installment of the Empyrean series. We dive into some of our theories. We talk about, the characters we love, OG Shadow Daddy Xaden, and there are definite spoilers to Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, so please be warned. If you have not read these books, you may want to wait until you have taken a dive into this universe. But if you are on the same page as us, pun intended, welcome.
It's so soon.
It's so soon. I'm so excited.
I know. We're almost in October.
Yes, we are.
So
it's like 3 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy. In the little teasers that have come out, it sounds like Violet has changed her inner, would it be aphorism or her mantra? Instead of I will survive today or I will not die today, her new mantra is I will save him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From being a venom.
Or yeah. I think it from what did you read up on it a little, or like what do you think is going to happen?
I took that as now we have to find the cure.
Oh yeah.
Of him he is now a venom.
Yes.
And so being a venom is awful.
Yes.
But then also now potentially he's a threat to.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep the fact that he's a venom secret.
Oh.
Wait,
how did it end? How do we know that he's a venom? Could she just tell?
No, well, so Violet was dying and they could feel each other dying, and Xaden wanted to get to her, right? And he was trying to fight the general, and he was running out of power, so he put his hand on the earth and took power from the earth, and Sigil, is that how you say it?
I think his dragon. I thought it was like his dragon knew that he did this and was so mad.
Yes, she was like, no, I chose you for a reason. Cut it out. And he's like, sorry, I love her and I will not let her die.
So wait, was that just a POV Xaden chapter and that's how we know he's a venom? Does anyone else know he's a venom yet?
I think Violet knows.
Violet knows.
I think. Or maybe it's alluded. Jack Barlow knows. Jack Barlow knows.
Jack Barlow is, yes, that's right. And he is a current venom.
Yeah. And he calls him brother and he's like, don't call me that. I am not your brother. And he's like, well, yes, you are.
Right. So I took that as like there's varying stages of venomism.
Yes.
Like he's at the beginning.
He's at the very beginning.
Yeah. And it could like overtake him.
Right. He's like, his eyes might appear a little reddish, I think is the thing. But I think it only progresses if you allow it to progress, if I remember correctly.
Is that true? Like Jack Barlow, they were trying to find a cure. They knew he was a venom, and then they were working so hard to find a cure, and it was very secret.
Right, because you can't mend a soul. That was Nolan's whole confirmation. He'd been trying to mend his soul. Here's my theory.
Okay.
Oh, wait, have I shared this with you before?
Go for it.
Okay. So if a person's soul is fractured, in a lot of literature, folklore, fantasy, that which repairs a soul is remorse or regret or feeling the weight of your actions to repair what you broke. So I'm so curious, because if he fractured his soul for love, does it absolve him of the sin in and of itself? Or is there is there something that can be done around this sort of trope that will allow him to revert back to human and like release his venomism? And is that what Violet is trying to find?
Ooh.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
No, that makes so much sense, because we know Jack Barlow it was the worst from the beginning.
Yeah, he feels no remorse. He's a psychopath or a sociopath.
Remember when he was like trying to kill Andarna?
Yes.
Like, what?
She's a baby.
Right, she's a baby. She's a dragon. You're trying to like match with a dragon.
Right.
And you're going to go after like a little young baby dragon.
Little baby, what are they called?
Like, feather
tail.
Feather tail.
She's just a baby. And like,
why would you kill just for fun?
Because he's bigoted. He was like,
oh, that's right.
If anyone matches with you, you create a weakness in the whole college and the whole scheme of war. It was like this righteous sense of what is correct, and to take out Andarna means that no one would be paired with her, which then wouldn't put the war, their ability to fight in the war at risk, which is really twisted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Taryn's daughter.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Little adoptive daughter.
Yeah.
He and Shale.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Shale. I looked it up. In my head, I would always say Sagal.
Me too.
But it's Sgaeyl, which is, I think most of her names, the dragon names, are Gaelic.
That's right.
Yes.
So it's not a completely made up language. It's driven from something.
Yes. Which I think people like have feelings about in terms of cultural appropriation. It's a beautiful language. It is rooted, I think, in a people where there is folklore of dragons. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. But I have been seeing with the little blurb that's out that the last line, or the second to last line, is that Violet's next step, like, she is the only person who can discover what needs to be discovered, which is the truth. So a lot of people are saying her second signet is a truth sayer. What do you think of that? I
saw that too. I like it.
You like it?
I like that as a thought. I don't know if that's what it's going to be.
I don't know that it's the truth sayer who was in the like torture cell with Violet when that terrible vice commandant was torturing her,
right? Who
could like tell truth from lie. She might be kind of in the way that Xaden is
he's a mind reader or something.
He can read people's intentions.
Oh, that's right.
Which is like a type of mind reading, but it's not the same. So he's not driven insane by all of these people's thoughts. He can read their intentions, and those, I think, change.
And that was one of the like illegal ones,
yes,
right?
Immediate death.
Yes. And then that's the reason Violet is so mad at him.
Yes,
because
he kept it from her.
Yeah, he kept that from her. Is that the main reason, or he kept a lot of things from her, like her brother, and he's a prince, and
right,
a lot of the stuff with the rebellion?
Yes, I think the whole thing was that she just knew he wasn't telling the full truth about everything, and that made her mad. But I do think she was a little hypocritical because she also kept things from him. So the double standard was a little annoying, but very college-y, yes, right? Very immature of a 21-year-old or whatever.
And then I get the idea that like maybe he could have been tricking her into falling in love, like it wasn't pure of heart.
Right.
Which could be very scary, and you kind of want to suss that out if you're going to continue dating him.
Yeah, it's an important thing to know about somebody, like if they're reading your intentions and then changing their actions.
Right, and like kind of manipulating you into it. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. So that's definitely a huge break in trust. But I wonder, what do you think of this idea, like, their dragons are bonded. Do you think that means that they are bonded, Violet and Xaden?
Well, their lives are bonded.
Yes.
So that is important. So he obviously has an inherent need to keep her alive.
Right.
So, I mean, that kind of goes without saying. So even if they're not... does this book have kind of like a mates?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah. Kind of like the soul bonding that
I mean, because Taryn and Shale are.
Yes. Yeah. So I wonder, or maybe they are unique in that way. Like maybe no two writers have ever been soul bonded, and maybe they are. And maybe, I just had a thought. Ooh. If they're soul bonded and his soul is fractured, doesn't that mean something for Violet? And so of course she has to find a cure.
Or maybe they're soul bonded. Her soul is intact, and she can give a little bit of her soul in there.
Right, like maybe the cure is to bond their souls.
Yes.
Oh.
How? Wait, why does Xaden have two signets? Because like Violet does, because she has two dragons. Yes. Or we would imagine Violet does. That hasn't been confirmed. That's just like something I feel like fandom is.
No, I think Rebecca Yarros has confirmed. And it's so funny because she's been interviewed and she's like, I thought her second signet was obvious.
Oh. So she's like already given it to us and we haven't
figured it out. I think it's stopping time. I think Andarna just gave it to her.
That's
why I think it's so obvious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so it was always like Andarna is pushing her powers through Violet.
Yes. And the risk of her doing that when she was still a Feathertail is that she could gift her power fully and completely. And I think she has.
Yeah, well, stopping time is great.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
It's how she saved couldn't save Liam, which was so sad.
Yeah.
But another one in the other battle. Rhiannon is like, how did you get there? Like, you got there so fast. And
yes.
I think she stopped time.
Right.
To me, that's obvious.
Well, oh my gosh. Poor Rebecca Yarros wrote this book. Mm-hmm. If that is the answer, she's like, okay, why, guys?
Isn't it obvious? It's like literally like, don't take too much from Andarna because she could give you her power, and her power is stopping time.
And now Violet is all of a sudden stopping time, and it's magical.
And I wonder what her second signet is. I am so confused. But I think, anyway, back to your original question, I think Xaden has two because Shale bonded with him even though she was bonded to one of his ancestors. I think that puts you at risk of having two.
Ooh, okay. Good job, Xaden.
Yeah. Although he didn't choose it. She did. I wonder why she did. She is very secretive, that Shale. I like her, though.
Me too. I love Taryn and Shale.
Yeah,
you said that you wanted more dragons in the next one.
I'm so excited. I think there was a point over the summer where Rebecca Yarros posted a picture of her
the cover art? Or?
No, her laptop. And it was just a single page, and it was like dragons. She made it so that it was like the word dragons over and over again, and right in the middle in all caps was Xaden. So that was a clue too.
Ooh.
So I think the Empyrean is absolutely going to step in and be like, we know what you are, Xaden. This is an abomination. Something must be done. And so I think maybe Violet has to do something to step up for her man.
Yeah, I hope so. What do you think about, I feel like online a lot of people are saying it's going to be like ACOTAR, where Xaden could be like Tamlin.
You think he's not endgame? Or the people think he's not endgame and they think Dane is, right? Or someone else.
Or someone else, yeah. Potentially Dane.
I don't think so.
Me either. I like Xaden as endgame.
I do
unless
too.
He is a full venom.
Of course. But I think, to me, it wouldn't really make sense. Because, Tamlin was revealed by the second book that he was not her mate, that he was not right for her. Whereas in the second book, in Iron Flame, it's like they're literally doing everything they can to save each other. That would be really hard to untangle and justify dismantling all of that, right?
Yeah, so hard.
Yeah.
But I can see, there seems to be levels of secrecy. Mm-hmm. Remember how we learned about his ex-fiance in the second book?
Yeah, that was great. Kat, right?
Yeah, Kat.
And her signet is scary.
What was it again? I remember it being it makes you extra angry. It felt like it was it makes you have PMS.
Yes, she can manipulate. She can magnify and manipulate your emotions.
Yeah.
So Violet would be like, "What is going on? Why am I? What? I'm jealous. That's crazy." And I love that Xaden helped her master herself over Kat's power. That was really cool.
Yeah. I also was reading that Rebecca Yarros is expanding the world.
Oh.
So we're going to go to it sounds like they're going to try to go to new places to get allies and armies to fight the situation.
Right.
I think that is great because it did seem, it's a little bleak, their situation.
Absolutely. How are they supposed to win? It's kind of cool that they were able to ally with the Griffin Riders to stand somewhat of a chance, but there's more land, obviously, right? Isn't there another continent beyond where they are? Or they're just one part of the world and they want to rally the rest of the world to fight?
Yeah, I definitely think we need new kingdoms and areas.
Yeah, more characters with more power.
Yeah, even just seeing Kat's family and estate and everything. Yes. And Violet was whoa, never seen anything like this before. Yeah, this beauty and
everything was open air and water and rivers were running through things. Things were not just for function.
Right.
Everything was for beauty, right? That was her uncle's estate. Kat's uncle's estate.
Yeah. Pretty good. Only a couple months.
I'm excited. So I'm going to visit Sam the first weekend of November, and she really wants to read reread Fourth Wing. So that would be fun if like we had our episode about Fourth Wing and then I could talk to her about it too. And then
oh my God, yeah.
We could even do like Onyx Storm. Maybe she could hop on too and share her thoughts.
100%. I mean, I feel like we talk about Sam every episode.
I know. She's like
she's a celebrity.
Yeah, she's the star in the background.
Yeah, well, she's the first one. You didn't even really know about Romantasy books until Sam.
I knew nothing. She showed me the light.
I want to know how she got into it. You have to ask her.
Yeah, I think a friend introduced her. And then she was like, this is the way. I will do nothing else. But yeah, which, you know, I think she wants to read, I think, the Zodiac Academy, and that's like 14 books.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh my God.
I know. And then, which I'm like, I want to read these eventually. And then I think she read From Blood and Ash, that series.
Oh, yeah. Is that Jennifer Armentrout?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Sounds good. When I first read Fourth Wing, I was very early first trimester, where I was just like super sick and like so tired, and Dave was taking our 3-year-old, and I got to just lie in bed and read my Kindle.
Amazing. For
like so long, and it was incredible. And I thought it was the fall, but maybe it was like late summer. And then the next one came out, and I was doing that, and then I just like swiftly went into ACOTAR. Beautiful. And poor Dave is just handling everything.
I know. You're like, I'm busy reading and growing a baby.
Exactly.
Oh man. But yeah. So January 25th, 2025. Exciting.
Yeah, any additional thoughts, please send them to shadowbabiespodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, or DM us at shadowbabiespodcast on Instagram.
Yay! Now we're on Instagram.
Yay! We are so official.